right, welcome back here. We got game number 2 in the Bemidji tournament. We got a pretty recent foe in East Grand Forks. Bemidji still repping the retro jerseys. Winner of this game will play a little bit later tonight, get into the championship bracket. We're expecting a pretty good game here. East Grand Forks is going to be hungry, especially after losing to us last weekend and losing a close game yet last night. So they're going to be ready. Hopefully the boys in the retros can bring it to play. Shout out to our sponsors. Lapeer Shoreline on the power play. Northern Amusement on the penalty kill. Ryerson Construction for the game. Stitzrith Meats 5-on-5 goals. Dale Schmidt Agency for the scoreboard. And KLS Construction for any random stat corrections we get fed to us. So back with us is the voice of the North and play-by-play, Dana.
Hey, good morning here. We're excited to be here, of course. And speaking of the East Grand Forks team, I happened to work their game last night. And they played a heck of a lot better than they did last week against us. And they still had a big challenge with that South team, but they pulled their goalie twice to bring the score within one, and then they couldn't quite finish the job there last night. So they're, like you say, they're hungry, and they're going to be ready to play because they certainly played a better game last night than they played against us last weekend. So hopefully the retro jerseys will bring a little extra magic to the team tonight here, and we'll come away again with another bracket or another victory here. So if we do win, that puts us, like you said, on the championship side. It's a 6:45 game if we win. That'll be here again on the First National side. And then if we lose, well, maybe we'll worry about that later. But that'll be a 6:30 game.
6:30, yep.
Yep. So we've got nearly full roster again. We've got Jacobson still out with his injury.
Upper body injury.
Upper body injury, way upper body. And we've got Colton White tonight, net again this morning, and happy to have him as well. Although Peterson did a fantastic job for us on our road trip there last weekend.
Yep.
I think the goalie situation is kind of settled down here, at least for today. So East Grand Forks, we're in the road greens with Bemidji in the home white, and we're ready to drop the puck. We are underway, and it's controlled there by Baird. He sends it down in deep, goes rings around boards behind, comes over to the near corner. Sitzler sends it back down to Meyer, but gets through him, and East Grand Forks picks it up there behind their own net up to the outlet side, and they'll break out with a rink-wide pass. Goes off the skates of Mr. Rognerud there for East Grand Forks, and he'll go back down into the zone. Battle in the corner with Baird. He'll send it in behind. No one there, though, except for East Grand Forks. So they'll send it up the wall. It'll come up to the point where Westover holds the line, and he'll send it in back in deep again. Baird now, he'll pick it up along the half wall and send it down into the corner for Baird, or Meyer rather. Meyer works it to the wall, and we'll have a scrum there as East Grand Forks comes out of it. Cross the line the other side. Nice poke check there by Yerbich. And that'll bring them in off sides. And let's bring us to the 16:03 mark left in the first period, scoreless.
Well, good sign. First minute or so, we mostly in the offensive zone, so that's a good start.
Tyken in to take this face off. We got Lapeer on the near side, and I think that's Moran over on the other side. And it'll come to Roscoe. Roscoe over to Engesather. He looks ahead, and he sends it across ice, but it's intercepted and picked up again by Roscoe, and he'll get across the red line and fire it in deep and make East Grand Forks go get it. Down and deep, though, Tyken gets there again, tries to center it. It's picked off by East Grand Forks and out to center. Rolls off of their stick under pressure, and it comes to Engesather, and he'll work it back down into his own zone as they regroup. Over to Roscoe on the far side. He'll skate it up into the zone, tips it off the glass for Moran, and he'll golf it down into the zone and give chase. Tyken battles down into the corner now with it as East Grand Forks picks it up. Nice body move there by Moran. Separate them from the puck. Comes to him again, looks to center, and it's going to come all the way out through the defense and down into the Bemidji zone. Angus Heather retreats to pick it up, cross ice for Roscoe. Roscoe will chip it up for Ryerson. Ryerson will cross the line, sends it over for Baird, but it's deflected by East Grand Forks and comes to the near wall. Down into the corner, East Grand Forks is controlling, but not for long as Baird wins that battle and sends it up the boards. Along the boards there comes to Baird again at the high circle, sends a shot in on goal, and that one's kind of weak and it goes off the stick of the goaltender and over to the corner. Down in behind, Baird again. He's doing his work today, sends it up to the point for Yerbich. Yerbich holds it there, takes a shot, deflected in front. No, it isn't, it goes right in on the goal. And right into the glove of little Griffin McGlynn from East Grand Forks, and he'll close the glove on that one and hang on.
I did get a request from one of the players, Corbin Ryerson. He'd like to go by his nickname, Cub.
Cub.
Yep, Cub.
Well, we'll try and fit it in there once in a while. Off the face-off, it goes down into the Bemidji zone, into the circle, and East Grand Force is going to pick it up there, and they're going to break out along the wall on the near side. That's at Briar Milling. He's a fast player for East Grand Forks. And rink-wide outlet pass for Meyer gets ahead of him, and it's going to get chased all the way down into the East Grand Forks zone. Not enough for icing, though, and it'll come all the way back out of the zone. Yerbich will grab it there at the red line. He'll send it ahead. He'll get right to the line. And Stitzworth will have to bring it all the way in. Gets it into the near corner for Tyken. Tyken tries to center it for Meyer, but that won't go, and it comes back out. Angus Heather to Yerbich, and back over to Meyer. Meyer side steps. Nice opportunity there for, looks like Tyken, and whipped on the open pass. Another shot goes off the side of the cage. That one by Yerbich. He steps down. Can't hold it though. Pinched a little hard. And Lapeer will take over in defensive zone, and he'll send it back across for Yerbich. Yerbich sends it over to the near side. Nobody there. East Grand Forks picks it up, sends it down in behind the goal, and Westover will pick it up there. He stops, turns around, heads the other way, and he'll outlet for Lapeer. Lapeer up ahead for Baird. So behind him, though, and East Grand Forks grabs it, and they send it back in behind, and it's stopped by White behind the goal. Outlet pass is missed again, but it comes out of the zone. This time the race is on with Lapeer, and he's going to, they both overskate it. Comes up the wall right to the point. Gets across Angus Heather, and East Grand Forks gets a shot on, they don't get it on goal. It's deflected there by Roscoe, and it goes down into the near corner. Baird chips it down in deep. It goes to Roscoe. Roscoe's going to skate it out of there. And he'll headman it for Baird, but it gets past him and all the way down. East Grand Forks in their own zone deep. Sends it over to the far corner. And it's picked up there by Moran, and he sends it over to the near side. Ryerson's going to grab it there. And he'll back it up the wall, but East Grand Forks is going to be able to get it out of the zone. Comes to Angus Heather. Sends it off the glass right back to an East Grand Forks player. And they get in the zone. Sweep check by Angus Heather down in the corner. In behind. He carries it all the way around behind. Looks for an outlet for Moran. Moran gets across the red line. He dumps it. And he heads to the bench for a change. Down in deep. East Grand Forks picks it up. And they work it up through center. Deflected on the pass. And Ryerson's going to bring it back in. He's got Tyken with him. Takes a shot. Goes right in on McGlynn. And McGlynn is going to stop that and cover up for a stop and play.
Nice play by Cub there. The puck in, might have been trying to get a pad pass. It was a good low shot.
Good offensive pressure here for Bemidji.
They got him out shooting East Grand 4-zip right now.
Yep, 11:24 remaining in the first, still scoreless. Saved by Ryerson at the line, down in for Adams. Adams turns and tries to fire it in, and that one's picked off and sent in around behind. Comes to Ryerson. Ryerson over to Adams. Adams takes a shot. It's a high shot, might have gone over the bar, but McGlynn grabs that one with the glove. He'll hang on to that one again. We have a change of defense here as Westover and Yerbich come in. Comes right into Yerbich rather. And East Grand Forks grabs it there. They send it down in, and Yerbich is going to get there first. Stops behind, gets under some pressure. Going over to the near side where Tyken picks it up and carries it out. He's pressured and shakes off a check there. East Grand Forks gets it though and sends it down in deep. Westover's going to grab it there. He'll ring it around the boards for Adams. Adams chips it ahead, but not out. And he's back down or in behind. And in the near corner, they will battle. East Grand Forks comes away with it though. They're pestered by Bemidji though. And they get one on goal. Loose in front. And White's able to stop that one and cover it up. So we get another stop and play here as the arena music begins.
Not sure what's going on with the arena.
Well, they're
system,
trying to get it figured out.
It's easier on me if I don't have to mute it all the time.
Makes a big difference for the broadcast.
Yeah, I wish they would care about us.
But I get why they do it. It's, you know, it's part of the ambiance. East Grand Forks will send it back in. They won't get across their headline though before doing so, and that'll be an icing and bring it all the way down. And we'll face it off to the left of McGlynn. Comes back to Roscoe. Roscoe takes a shot from the point. That one goes off the pad into the corner. Comes back to him. This time he sends it down in deep for Baird. Won't quite get to him though. And they try to spring East Grand Forks. Hengesethers back to watch. Drop pass. That one won't go anywhere. Another centering chance goes out the back of the net twice.
A nice back check by Willie.
There's a centering opportunity. They get a shot, goes right by the goal. And they're going to try it again, right? Working in the center. There's a shot. That one goes over the net. Wide open chance, and they go over the net. Hengeseth takes a shot up high as the puck goes over to the other side and cleared out of the zone. So Bemidji escaped out of that one without a goal against. And here's Meyer. He takes a shot on goal. Hengeseth can't quite connect to it. And Roscoe sent it back to Hengeseth. Hengeseth backs it, hands it down into the zone again, and plenty of players, I think, still caught in the zone. Off the face-off, Yerbich will dump it down in deep. Picked up by East Grand Forks behind. And outlet pass up through center. Comes to Westover. Westover sidesteps a check, and he'll carry it up ahead. He'll get into the zone, over to the high dot. He tries to center it for Tyken, but it can't get over there. East Grand Forks steals it and brings it around behind and up the near side. Poke check nicely by Westover, and that'll allow Moran to pick it up and send it over to Meyer. Or Yerbich rather. Gets it down to the East Grand Forks zone, comes right back to Yerbich. He's going to grab a hold of it, send it back in again.
Gotta wait.
Face off. Moran's gonna, no, he won't. He'll go down into the Bemidji zone behind the net. Westover battles there along with Baird. And Baird outlets to Hengeseth. Looks like he's on a forward position. Runs ahead for Ryerson. Ryerson gets in the zone, comes back out. And East Grand Forks will pick it up there and hang on to it. In their own zone, they get organized. And their errant pass will bring it right to Baird to Yerbich, and up for Hengeseth. Hengeseth to Baird. He gets across the line. Got Ryerson breaking to the net. Can't get it past to him though. And East Grand Forks will get it back out to neutral ice. Backhands it up along the board, and poked there by Westover. So Ryerson grab hold of it ahead for Engesheather. Engesheather gets into the zone, stops at the high point. He's got 3 defenders around him. Tries to center it up, but it's picked off by East Grand Forks. This time we got a cherry picker down here on the blue line. He gets a shot on goal with White, but White's good to the task there and prevents that one. Out for Engesheather at the point. Gets it off the boards for Tyken. Tyken gets across the line, takes a shot from the dot, loose in front, goes around to the side of the net. And the East Grand Forks will pick it up and break out through center the other way. Across the line now. Roscoe puts a body on him, but they still get a shot over to the corner. And this time the clearing attempt comes out to center, and East Grand Forks knocks it back down in again. 6:57 remaining in the period as Roscoe picks it up behind his own goal. And it comes over to the far side, kicked ahead by East Grand Forks and carried out of there by Adams. He's going to skate up through center ahead for Tyken, but it goes right to an East Grand Forks player, and they clear the zone again. Roscoe sends it back down in deeper. It rings all the way around the boards. Comes to the near side, and it'll work inside right to Stitzer. Stitzer breaks through the slot. Tyken takes a shot, saved, and the rebound comes out. Roscoe sends one down in behind. And Meyer's going to pick it up there below the circle. He shovels it over to the net, and it comes right back to him. Up to the point this time. Westover takes a shot from there, looking for a redirect, but it goes into the glove of Griffin McGlynn, and he'll have face-off controlled by East Grand Forks. They get it down in the zone, but it gets ahead of them. And they play goes down in the corner, and
They're finally back at it now.
All right.
And just pause it.
So now there's nothing on the board.
They didn't put the clock.
Yep.
And that makes sense, I guess. There's nothing on the board because they are coincidental.
Yeah.
So
Yep, and the East Grand Forks player got a 10 and a 2, so we'll get some more.
There were Quincy's on the plate, so the strength doesn't change.
So I think that
Why did they do this again?
I heard the ref say there's a
Offsides.
10 and 2 over here. And I'm not sure if he's talking about Yerbich or if he's talking about the East Grand Forks. But we'll see here at about the 4-minute mark, as those players would normally come out. We'll see if Yerbich comes out of the box or not. Meanwhile, play goes on and Baird gets a shot. It goes wide of the net.
Yep.
Back in behind. Baird still has it. And he shovels it up to the point for Roscoe. Takes a shot from there and deflected in front. Comes over for Adams. Adams takes a shot. Another one gets on goal. And that one's booted out of there with the blocker, actually. Comes to Roscoe again. He takes a shot off the shoulder. And down in the corner. And Baird will send it in behind. And, you know, it's not a power play here, Eric, but I'm telling you what, Bemidji's playing like it is. Finally, East Grand Forks gets a hold of it, and they skate it out of there. And they'll go down on the far left side, around behind. Centers it up for, I think that's Ragnerud. And he gets a shot right on White. And off the faceoff now, goes in behind the goal. And they work it up the boards. Big check down in the corner as it comes to Westover. He tries to clear it, comes back to him. And the battle continues down in the corner. And the centering attempt is picked off there by Wyatt Tyken. He gets across the line and he's rubbed off the play and finds his way, the puck finds its way down into the zone. And the clearing attempt goes to the far side as Lapierre tips it down in the corner. We got a breaking Tyken. He can't pull the trigger. Had it on his forehand, but couldn't do it. Comes out to center. And Grand Forks comes the other way. Nice stick check there by Westover, and he sends it up the other way again. Across the line, dropped for Moran. Moran steps in for the circle, shoots. It's loose in the side of the net. McGlynn originally had the save, but he bumbled it. Shot from the point, deflects down in behind. And it comes right out in the slot again. Backhander by Stitchworth won't go. Comes down in the corner. Baird rings it around to the other side. Nobody there to take it, though. And Ryerson will have to go down there and work on it. He does so. Puts the body on another player as Stitchworth in there battling, too. He goes down. Ryerson grabs it. And we play catch. Comes to Adams. Adams sends one in there, and that's easily booted into the corner. And Ryerson will work on it again as he gets checked, and the puck goes down in behind. Up to the far side now. Roscoe takes another shot. That one goes wide and careens out to center. Up to Adams. Adams tries to shoot one in there, and he's checked, and it's intercepted. And they come back the other way across the line. Blocked there nicely by Roscoe. And the outlet pass is missed, and that's going to draw an icing on Bemidji with 2:59 left in the period. So incidentally, it does look like Yerbich got a 2 and 10 there. He would have been out of there by now with that 2-minute minor, even though it was coincidental. So we got even uppers on both sides here.
Yeah, we got
coincidental 2 and 10s, yes. Puck a shot down into the zone in the Bemidji end, and Westover will allow Tyken to come and pick it up, and then it's knocked back down in there by East Grand Forks. Down in the corner now, Lapeer gets it up ahead for Moran. Moran over for Meyer. Meyer gets across the line. He's got Tyken on the other side. On the forehand, takes a shot. That one's kicked over to the far corner. Back out to the point, goes right between the defense. And that's going to be an icing on East Grand Forks. Play goes to the far wall, and it comes right up to the slot, centered up, but no one can get on it. And it goes over the wall again for Baird. Baird to Roscoe. Roscoe takes a shot. That one's deflected out front, and East Grand Forks clears the zone. It's tipped by Roscoe, and that will not be an icing, so he's going to have to retreat and get it. Backhands it up for Baird. Baird for Stitsworth. Stitsworth will carry that one in across the line. He's tripped up. And it comes right back to Baird. Baird takes a shot. No, actually that, who is that? That is Baird. He took a shot. That one was saved. And it goes to the far wall.
It appears this goalie's got a good chest as well.
The goalie's got a good chest. Can't get through that one. It's not perforated. Adams falls as the puck comes out to the line, right onto a stick of East Grand Forks. They take a shot at it. And it was loose for a moment, but Whitey's face-off is controlled by Lapeer. He's going to backhand it up for Ryerson, but picked off. Shot on goal. Blocker save. Over to the far side. Another cross-ice pass. Blocked in front nicely by, I think that's Westover. Westover bats it ahead for Tyken. Tyken's in on this side. He's got Meyer with him. Goes out the inside post and the goal. Tyken opts to take the shot. And he catches just the inside of the post and careens it into the goal for his first goal of the game. Here at 49-9 left in the period.
So 5-on-5 Stitsworth meets goal scored by number 4 Wyatt. He gets his third of the tournament already. And it looked like that was assisted by number 6 Will off that block. So
Face-off knocked down into the East Grand Forks zone. They'll send it back out to center ice, and Roscoe will send it ahead for Meyer. Meyer sweeps it back down in the zone and back out to center. This time, Roscoe tries to send it down into the corner, but it won't go that far. And East Grand Forks will gather up again, stolen by Baird, and he's able to get it to roll towards the net. And the puck is cleared down into the Bemidji zone. Adams now able to get a hold of it as the East Grand Forks player falls and gets it out to center. And it's going to come in offsides with 14 seconds left in the period. Out the face out to center ice. There's 8 seconds left in. Angus Heather comes in across the line on the near side, spins around to the wall, loses it to East Grand Forks, and the battle goes up to the wall just inside the blue line. Clock runs out on the first period, and that'll do it for the first one.
that was pretty good action.
We had good
Bemidji
action.
controlled a lot of that. All right, here we go. Period 2.
Into the Bemidji zone it goes. Roscoe and Adams on defense here. Roscoe sends it up ahead. It's tipped by Stitsworth and down into the zone. Over to the near corner now. It's picked up by East Grand Forks. They try to send it out. It comes on to another East Grand Forks stick. He gets just ahead of Adams, gets a shot on the goal. And it goes right into the body of Adams flips it out of the zone here off the face-off, and it rolls down into the East Grand Forks zone. And Stitsworth is going to go give them some pressure. And puck is saved at the line by Baird nicely. He gets it over. Oh, he tries to get over for Stitsworth. Stitsworth's knocked down from behind there, and Meyer comes in and picks it up. He takes a shot from high in the corner. And that goes wide and up to the point and back down in for Baird. Adams wisely lets that East Grand Forks player pick that one and goes into defensive zone.
In-betweeners.
Yep, that's an in-betweener, and he did the right thing. And didn't pinch down too hard. Meanwhile, East Grand Forks carries it down into the corner, and they bring it up to the point. And they're checked by Meyer, and Meyer is going to get a penalty on this.
That's our first Northern Amusement penalty kill of the game. Penalty on number This is 17, Corbin for like a trip.
Goes down into the East Grand Forks zone and then under their control. And they're going to come up the near boards with it, get around to the far side, the near circle. And they'll go down into the corner. They'll play catch with it down there. And they'll bring it up the half wall up to the point. Pressure there by Moran. Moran gets a stick on it and deflects it up high. And East Grand Forks will have to regain possession down in the corner. Up to the hash marks on the far side goes to Moran. He backhands it nicely out of the zone.
Good use of the pitching wedge.
not enough oomph on it to get it icing, so that was perfect. Back into the zone though, it's grabbed by Westover, and he does the same. Oh, he doesn't get it out though. A little high, but it wasn't too high for that defender. Now it's back out of there. Lapierre is able to get it out. Ragnerud from East Grand Forks carries it around and brings it back in. And this time, Angus Heather's going to get it out of the zone and go on the forecheck here at center ice. East Grand Forks grabs it up again. Get across the line, take a shot from the high slot, and that one's blocked or saved by White. It goes up high, but it doesn't go into the netting. Down into the corner. East Grand Forks tries to center it, and that passes Aaron, and it comes to Westover. Westover chips it up ahead, and Moran will carry it into the zone. This time for Westover takes a shot. That one goes off the goaltender and over to the near side. 12 seconds left on the power play for East Grand Forks. As they carry it into the zone, get a short angle shot on White. He's able to block that one out of there into the corner. Comes back out to center. And there's Moran. He's ready to get a shot on goal. Goes wide of the net though. And Bemidji will control down in the zone. Moran doing a fine job down there. And Meyer comes in to help out. Puck goes over to the far wall, and Adams pinches down, but it gets past him. East Grand Forks will carry it out of the zone, and it'll come to Roscoe in his own zone. He bats it back out to center. East Grand Forks, and now again across, right to the dot, takes a shot on goal. It's a light one, and it's deflected over to the near side. Meyer will eventually get hold of it, send it out to center for Ryerson. Brings it around the boards. It'll come to Meyer on the near boards, and stolen by East Grand Forks there. Out to center, they'll shovel it ahead, and they'll get across the line, and they'll try to reverse it. And it's tipped out of the zone nicely by Meyer. Over to the far wall now. East Grand Forks will be able to chip it back down in deep. It goes down in the corner. And they'll reverse it over for, I think that was Adams actually. Comes to Tyken, and he flips it up out of the. In behind the Bemidji goal, Roscoe brings it up the near wall and comes to East Grand Forks at their own blue line. And Adams will knock it back out there, and they play ping pong in the neutral zone. Comes by Angus Heather. Angus Heather gets on and gets a backhander on goal from point blank range, and that one won't go. But Glenn's equal to the task.
Great sequence by Evan there.
And it comes by to Baird over the far wall. Comes to Angus Heather down in the corner again. He works his way towards the goal and comes right in on goal again. And McGlynn covers that one up. Pass one back to Roscoe. He gets a shot on goal. It was tipped there by Baird. Won't go though, and the rebound went right past Angus Heather and couldn't get it. Another shot attempt goes down in behind, and Baird will fall in. Angus Heather will fall on top of him, and East Grand Forks will grab it and come on out. They overskate their own puck though, and Goes over to the far wall, right to the dot. It shoots from there. Save made by White. He drops down, covers that one up again. And White saved the day here again. Clearing attempt by Meyer, Tyken is foiled and finally comes back out. And East Grand Forks is going to gather it up, bring it back in. Drop in a high slot. And it's knocked off of their stick by Moran. He's got some room to skate, so he'll bring it in on the far side. He cuts in towards the circle, and they'll run him wide. And he'll go down in behind and get checked there by two guys. 3-on-1 there. And the clearing attempt by East Grand Forks goes all the way down. And they're going to wave off icing on this one. I think they figure Westover could have got there. Not sure how. But the clearing attempt is deflected by East Grand Forks back down into the zone again, and Westover will grab it. And he'll work it over to the near boards. Picks it up along the near side. And it'll come to Tyken sides, as I think Meyer was in. Get a shot towards the goal, but it won't go on net. Over to the near side, Roscoe picks it up. Near side, Roscoe picks it up. He's going to skate it out of there and go right past Ryerson on the outside. And he'll get it down in deep, looking for a centering chance for Engesheather, but Engesheather couldn't get a stick on it. And East Grand Forks will carry it back the other way. Cross the line. Ryerson was able to tip it just enough. All Yerbich is there to get it. He'll chip it off the boards, and Moran will get it out to center. Intercepted by East Grand Forks, and they'll work it back in their own zone under pressure from Lapeer. Out to Westover, and over to Moran on the near side. Moran will get the zone, he'll get it across for Tyken. Tyken will work it towards the goal, but his backhand won't go there, and East Grand Forks is able to take it and hand it back the other direction. Get around Westover, but they couldn't get a good shot on it. Comes right in the slot, and it's batted around there before Lapeer is able to get a hold of it, and he sent it down the other way. And it's going to be an icing despite the efforts of our good friend Wyatt Tyken. Tyken wins the faceoff down into the corner, and it goes in behind for Yerbich. Up the wall for Moran, but not out. East Grand Forks maintains possession, and they backhand it down in the corner where Westover's going to pick it up there. Centering attempt is blocked in front by Yerbich. Shot on goal there by East Grand Forks, and it goes over to the corner again. Bemidji trying to get it out on the near side. East Grand Forks takes a shot. Good save by White. And it's picked up there by Yerbich off the wall. And it goes up into the crowd for a point. Sent it down to the far corner, picked off there by Baird. He's going to skate it out of there. Comes up through center, across the line. Goes to the near side, looks to center it, but can't do so. So he carries it back in behind. Centered up for Roscoe. He was breaking down. He blasts one, and that one goes wide by about a foot. And the puck ricochets all the way back down into the Bemidji zone, where Adams is there to send it back up for Roscoe. Roscoe to Baird now. Across the line on the far side, tipped. And it's stolen there by East Grand Forks. Got a cherry picker on the other end again. And so he can't get to it, and Adams will grab it from there. Now we got a cherry picker the other way, and Meyer will pick it up down in the corner. Wait for everybody to show up. He'll finally take a shot and go over the net. Off the glass. And it'll come to Roscoe. Roscoe across for Adams, but it's tipped, and Adams can't get a hold of it. His return pass gets picked off. They go to the other side, and now they can't handle the pass. Centering chance. This time Stitchworth sends it down in the corner, and he'll pick it up there. Sidesteps a player and backhands it up and out. Not out, I guess. Looked like it was out to me, but it wasn't. This time it comes out, and East Grand Forks will send it back down into their own zone. 6:29 now left in the second period. Bemidji leading 1-0. Up the near side, East Grand Forks can't handle it though. It's going to come to Yerbich. He's going to send it right to me. It's going to hit me in the gut.
Good thing Dane has been working out.
Here it is. Here you go. Protected by the braces. Play goes down in the East Grand Forks zone. And Ryerson will set it in behind. And it's reversed back around to the near side. They're going to skate it out of there this time. And they'll work it up to the line. And Tyken, as soon as he gets possession, the whistle blows.
Their second Northern Amusement penalty kill of the game. Penalty on number 4, Wyatt, for a hook.
So with 5:52 left in the period, he'll sit for 2 minutes. And Stitchworth will go on the forecheck to try to give them some trouble. Outlet to the other side, though, gets across the line. And they center it up. Comes right down the slot. They can't handle it, though, and they got to bring it over to the far or the near wall. Cross ice, one-timer, goes wide. And it comes to the near wall again. And they'll just turn and send it down in deep. It'll go off the back of the cage. And Westover will grab it there, and he'll send it all the way down for a clear. Perfect shot, or perfect weight on that one again. It's like he's a curler. And it won't go for icing. Back up through center. Baird will chip it up ahead, but it'll be stolen again. And the East Grand Forks will come into the zone up to the circle. Shot on goal, and covered up by White after a stick saved in this crease. Face-off is picked out of there by Roscoe. He's going to skate this one all the way out. He gets across the red line, fires it down, and that'll bring us down to the 50-second mark on the Tyken penalty. Down deep in the East Grand Forks zone, they go D to D, and they ring it up the near side. Through them, though, and there's Roscoe again to chip it out. They get it back down in there, and Westover is going to battle in behind. East Grand Forks gets it there, though. They center it up, comes right into the paint on White. And he covers it up with his glove again. Bemidji controls the face-off, goes in behind one Roscoe, and he backhands it around for Meyer. Meyer chips it up, and it goes out to the center, but East Grand Forks is able to gather it up there and tag up and bring it back in. Battled around there now. we're going to have a hooking call on East Grand Forks, I think, as they gather possession of it. And yes, it is. It's going to be hook against.
Got a little 4-on-4 hockey for a few seconds. And now we're going to go on our first Lapeer Shoreline power play.
Bemidji maintains control as Tyken comes back on. And East Grand Forks is going to get possession of it. They're just inside. They're going to skate it back in behind their own net. Kill a little time as they try to send it up the near side. Aaron pass, so it'll come up to Roscoe. Roscoe over for Meyer. Meyer's going to send it down for Moran. He steps in, tries to go cross ice for Roscoe, but it's tipped out of the zone. Everybody checks up. No, they don't. Stetsor still wasn't quite out of the zone as it crossed the line. So that'll bring us down to 1:26 left in the penalty. Sure would be nice if we had delayed offside, because I think our game would change considerably.
You're right.
On the power play now, Bemidji gets one down in the zone. It goes over to the far wall. And it comes up to Roscoe. Roscoe's going to, no, I'm sorry, that's Meyer. Meyer takes a shot from there. It's deflected up in the netting. East Grand Forks controls out the faceoff this time. They're going to bring it around behind and up the near side. Get it out to center. They go cross ice. They are shorthanded, by the way. And they stop over there. Centered up, goes right on White. He's able to stick save that one easily, and it comes back out to center on Baird's stick. He cuts over towards center, gets across the line, but he goes into a sea of green. A wave of green, maybe even. And it comes back out to the line, but held in by Moran. Now back to Roscoe. He steps in, takes a shot. Rebound, but it's another goal there.
Well, that's a Lapeer Shoreline power play goal scored by number 19, Peyton. Looked like Rago, number 14, got the assist. Tell you what, Dana, our special teams are batting 1,000.
Well, we're doing well here with 2 minutes left in the period. Engelseither, he takes a shot. That one goes high. He's not happy with himself on that one. And it comes out to the point, and Urich sends it down in there. East Grand Forks now. They'll bring it back up through center, across the line. Knocked off of their stick nicely. I think that was Westover. Comes to Tyken. Tyken gets on the other way, takes a shot. That one goes high. Down in the corner now again. They battle with Engelseither and East Grand Forks. I think that's Blackman Hewitt down in the corner there. And it goes to the far wall and tipped out to the line, but Tyken holds it. This time it's going to come to Ryerson. He's going to send it down in deep, and Tyken's going to go down the battle down there as East Grand Forks rings it around the boards to the near side. Minute 16 left in the period as the puck comes out to center. And East Grand Forks will work their way back down in the zone. They backhand it right to Urich there. He fans on the shot, and it won't get out of the zone. Down in the corner. Urich will try again. He sends it across ice this time. It's in everybody's skates. And Tyken will pick it up off the wall, and he'll get it out to center and ship it down into the East Grand Forks zone. They do the same thing the other way. It's chipped out of the zone. It comes to Westover. At the red line, Westover sends it down in. That was a close one for icing, but it's not going to be. And East Grand Forks will try and work it up the far boards again. This time it's going to come to Baird. Baird turns and sends one in there. And Moran's going to pick it up in the corner. Around to the other side. 30 seconds left in the period. East Grand Forks will grab it up there and plastered up against the wall there by Baird. And it'll come out and picked up by Baird. He'll backhand it back down in for Lapeer. And it'll come to Moran. Up against the wall, they battle. And it's kicked out to Roscoe. Roscoe takes a shot. Got the initial save with the stick, and then it was saved by McGlynn. Goes down in the corner off the face-off, and it'll ring around the boards as the clock expires on period number 2.
Well,
So as we go into the intermission, Bemidji's going to lead 2.
scoreboard errors by myself. And we'll get it caught up.
Shot from the point by Adams. That one goes wide. And it goes down behind for Baird. Baird behind centers it up for Stitsworth. Comes all the way out for Roscoe, and he takes a redirect attempt. And we got a whistle here, and it looks like maybe the net's off the moorings. So we'll fix that up.
This is a children's show, Becky. Get some.
Squirts all the way to the far corner. And Stitsworth will whack it towards the center, and East Grand Forks will bat it down into the Bemidji zone. All in behind for Roscoe. Outlet for Stitsworth. He gets it back down to Roscoe. And they'll work it up the boards, but not out. East Grand Forks tips it down in, they center it. And that one goes all the way through and over to the near side. The chip out by Meyer doesn't go. And this time, somehow Stitsworth is going to draw a penalty here.
Look pretty clean to me.
And they're going to call it interference, I guess.
That's our third Northern Music penalty kill of the game. Penalty number 24, Willie, I believe he called it was interference, so PK's back at it.
A little bit of a surprising call here, I'd say, but the play comes back out to center as East Grand Forks brings it into the zone. Swept off of there by Yerbich. He chips it off the line and gives chase. Gets it at the far wall, and he works well and dumps it down into the zone where East Grand Forks is going to have to retreat. Now out the center, the deflection is picked up again by East Grand Forks, and their shot there is blocked by Westover. Down in the corner, Yerbich gets it again, sends it up for Engesheather. Engesheather tips it, but it doesn't go out. Now in the slot, it comes back. Actually, that was Moran. Now Moran's got it on the near side, cuts in the slot, takes a shot. Goes right into the green wave on McGlynn. Face-off comes out on the near wall, and Roscoe's going to gather there and chip it back out to center. This time, Moran is going to get in there. Engesheather gets a hold of it, takes a shot, it takes a swipe at it, won't go. It's bouncing all over the place as he's on his knees, and ends up going over to the corner. East Grand Forks will get it back out, gathered up on the far Stitsworth. On the far wall, East Grand Forks picks it up. And they get it up to Engesheather. Engesheather's going to turn it back up ice. It gets across the line on the near side. Turns at the wall. Goes back down in. And he'll chase it there. He does another turn and another one. And he's trying to get it up to the center, but he eventually loses it to East Grand Forks. Too much stick handling there. And East Grand Forks is going to come back the other direction.
Another successful penalty kill here for the hometown team.
Stitsworth comes back on as Adams gets it out of the zone. And it's picked up there by Tyken. Tyken's going to work it down into the dot. And he'll go over to the corner. Keeps battling for it though. Comes back to the point. Takes a shot from there. On goal. Rebound. That one also gets blocked. And McGlynn gloves that one down for a stop and play with third. Off the face-off, Yerbich sends one in there. It's deflected high and goes down along the way. And the clearing attempt gets past Yerbich this time, and the East Grand Forks is going to carry it all the way in. Goes right in on White. He's able to make the save, comes out front. And he gets squirts over to the other side. Now we've got a penalty coming up on East Grand Forks. Yerbich was upended down in the corner. So Jude Volk for East Grand Forks is going to have a 2-minute minor for tripping down in the corner with the Yerbich. And East Grand Forks, Bemidji now will go on the power play. Back in behind, Stitzer's looking for a center. Gets it up for Meyer. Meyer gets a hold of it, sends it back in there. It's deflected up into the netting. And that'll bring a stop.
This is power play brought to you by Lapeer Shorelines. 1-for-1 on the day so far.
Comes to Meyer at the point. Cross ice for Roscoe. Roscoe down to the hash marks. And he sends it down in for Stitsworth and back up there. Back to, that's Moran down inside. He drops it for Stitsworth. Behind centers it up. Comes right to East Grand Forks though, and they work it back down in behind. Come around with some speed on the other side off the wall, and Myers saves it at the line. Now East Grand Forks will get it out, and Roscoe will gather it up at his own blue line. He's got room to skate, and he'll bring it all the way in. Stops at the high circle and sends it across for Moran, but that comes out of the zone. Back for Meyer. Meyer now ahead for Stitsworth. He tips it and gives chase. Down and behind, Stitsworth puts a body on his man. It comes over to Moran. And East Grand Forks gets it all the way up to the dot where, or the point rather, where Roscoe gets a hold of it, sets it up, rebound. It's loose in front, finally covered up. And that'll bring a stop and play with 11. Bemidji controls. Angus Heather to Westover, down for Adams on the the half wall. He centers it up, actually puts it right on goal, and it's saved over to the other side. Cross ice pass comes up to the line again, and East Grand Forks, although they're trying to get it out of the zone, can't seem to do so. Now they're gonna, and it gets past Westover as Lapeer is gonna get there first and carry it all the way around the other far side. Up for Angus Heather at the point, comes up for Yerbich. I'm sorry, that's Tyken. Tyken's got Adams on the other side. The cross-ice pass is blocked nicely by the East Grand Forks defender. And we had a cherry picker back here, and the Bemidji bench was just hollering like crazy.
Unfortunately, we weren't successful on that Lapeer Shoreline power play. You know, this cherry picking business, it reminds me of Begley. Begley runs similar plays to that.
Right. Meyer works it up to the side of the net. Shot, rebound, and a goal!
That's a Stitchworth meets 5-on-5 goal scored by number 21 Callan, assisted by number 17 Corbin. Building a pretty good lead here in the third period, 3-zip.
First shot was on the Meyer, and Baird is in the right spot at the right time and stuffed it in there for a 3-0 lead here with 10:18 now remaining in the period, in the game. Baird doing his magic again down in his own zone, sends it off the wall, and it comes out to center where East Grand Forks picks it up there. Back in their own zone under some nice forecheck effort there by Stitsworth, and Tyken comes in to do the same. Now ahead for Stitsworth, comes off the wall, he banks it down into the zone, and Tyken's going to get there first, and he reverses it to the other side, sends it over to the wall for Stitsworth. Stitsworth now, he gets checked off the play, comes to Meyer.
I think we're really doing a good penalty on Geese Grand there.
We are.
Oh, another pure shoreline power play. I think I just got a blessing from the Godfather himself. Of Bemidji Broadcasting.
I think that might have been a kneeing penalty called, which is not a minor in its own. That's a 2 and 10. So let's see here what happens as the puck comes right to McGlynn, and he covers it up. After further reflection, it's almost certainly a tripping penalty on East Grand Forks there, but Bemidji is on the power play here with Muck 19 left in the penalty. Play comes over to the near side. It's on Tyken's stick. Takes a shot from the high slot. That one goes wide, and Ryerson will drop it for Lapeer. Centered up for Tyken. Gets through him, and it'll go over to the far wall. East Grand Forks will clear the zone, and they will ice it with purpose. Off the face of a backhander right on goal by Baird, and that one goes right off to the side. This time Moran tries to set one in there, and it comes out to Meyer. Meyer sends it back in deep, and Baird will gather up the ball off the top of the circle, send it in for Stitsworth. Can't tip it in, and he'll go over to the far wall. Out to the point for Roscoe. Roscoe steps down, takes a shot. That one's deflected down in the corner by the goaltender. Stitsworth now, back and forth with Baird. Baird steps into the circle, backhands it on goal, rebound, loose in front, and it squirts over to the far wall as Stitsworth is going to hustle over there and get it up for Roscoe. Back down for Stitsworth. Roscoe again. It's going to go down in for Baird as the penalized player for East Grand Forks comes on, confirming the tripping penalty and not a kneeing penalty. Comes over for Moran. And it's going to be finally cleared out of the zone and stopped by Meyer. And he's going to turn it back up ice as Moran's going to get along nice tip in front as Bemidji gains the zone. Now we got another cherry picker again. They're going to come in on White. And they're going to get it past White this time for a goal.
Well, the end of that play finally burned us for one. But the good thing is we built a decent sized lead.
East Grand Forks trying to make it interesting and get themselves on the board. Nice sweep check there by Adams to sweep it off of the stick of Roberson. And it comes right up in this paint and right on through, and another shot on goal, and Tyken's going to take that one and carry it up the near side. Knocked off of his stick, and Angus Heather will grab it from there. Retreats to his own blue line. He'll send it across ice for Yerbich. Yerbich will get it in across the line, but East Grand Forks will control it and send it back out to center. Adams will grab it from there. Back in his own zone, D to D. No, it's going to go head man. This time for Ryerson, gets through him and comes back out to center for Yerbich. Yerbich will send it up ahead again. It's too far for Angus Heather to get a hold of. And it comes over to the near side. Back out of the zone now. Yerbich is going to retreat back in his own zone. It's going to be an icing though. And it'll come back in through the East Grand Forks. The high slot shot from Roscoe. That one was saved by McGlynn and goes over to the corner. Now Moran in the corner. Tries to sidestep a player, can't do so. Goes down and behind. And for Baird. Baird works it over to the near side. At the hash marks, he drops it back in behind for Moran. And Moran will get checked and will lay some logs down in the corner. As it comes up to the point, Roscoe again shoots, rebound. Lapierre couldn't get on it. He had to turn around and take a shot. And they gave McGlynn just enough time to get his pad in the way. Comes up to Westover. Westover takes a shot. That's deflected wide. Bemidji all over East Grand Forks here now. As it comes up, well, they're going to send it back in behind. Down in the corner. Baird sent it back down in for Moran. Baird puts a body on his player as East Grand Forks breaks out on the far side and sends it head man up into the center ice. Over to the near boards, tries to re-center, but Roscoe's there to steal it. And he'll carry it around behind. And he'll bring it back around this near side. 5 minutes left in the game, with Bemidji leading 3-1. In the Bemidji zone, East Grand Forks is trying to get one towards the slot. And it's kicked out of there nicely by Baird. And it comes up and they're sent it right back in. Westover will grab it behind. And he'll ring it around the boards for Moran. Moran tips it out, but there's no one heading out there, so East Grand Forks just shoots it right back in again. Down in the near corner, Roscoe's going to pick it up behind. And send it over again for Baird, off the glass and out. And this is going to be nice on Bemidji with 4:20 remaining in the game. So the clock operator is going to count to 5 before he starts it. He let too many run off there, and puck will run over to the far wall and out of the zone. East Grand Forks picks it up again, brings it back in, and they centered up. They missed the pass though, and it comes over to near wall where Meyer tries to clear it, and he can't quite do it. Adams does though, and it gets out to Tyken at the blue line, or the red line now, and Meyer will continue the progression here as goes over to Stitsworth on the far side. Back to Tyken in the slot. Comes right to Stitsworth. He can't handle it in traffic. And East Grand Forks will break out. They're going to try and cherry pick again. This time Adams saw it coming, and he intercepted that pass as they get it down in deep again. 3:26 left in the game. Bemidji leading 3-1. Over to Stitsworth in the far corner. He reverses it back around for Roscoe. And Roscoe's going to get some pressure this time, and he shovels it up to the far wall, and East Grand Forks takes over. Yerbich steals that pass, and he's going to skate it out through center. He's got some speed through the circle, gets it on the zone, over to the far side, tries to drop it for Tyken. It's behind him, and East Grand Forks will grab it and take it out of there again. Yerbich still pressuring hard, puts a nice hard check on a East Grand Forks player to separate him, and the puck goes around behind for Ryerson. Ryerson tries to clear, comes right to East Grand Forks, shot on goal, and it goes right into the breadbasket of White, and he hangs on for a stop. Off the faceoff, it's controlled back in behind by Bemidji. And they chip it up the wall and not out. Comes out of the zone now. And Baird's going to drag it into the zone with him. And over to the near side. Battle goes down in deep. East Grand Forks will get a hold of it there and they'll skate it out. Through center, the McGlynn goes to the bench with 2:15 remaining, and an extra attacker is on. This time Baird's going to take it and reverse it back on behind, and he's going to chip it up the wall. It's going to get out of there and held. Oh, I guess it was held up briefly, and it comes. He's going to say he closed this on the puck. And comes into neutral zone where Moran's got it. Comes finally on, they turn it up to Bemidji way. Comes over to Westover. He'll send it back out right on the stick of an East Grand Forks player though. And they try to center it up. This time Westover will chip it out of there nicely, and it'll come to Moran. Moran will sweep it towards the goal, but it's intercepted by East Grand Forks. That'll bring us to minute 24 as East Grand Forks comes up through center. They gain the zone on the far side, and they're wicked towards the goal. Roscoe gives them some trouble. It comes off their stick, and Lapierre is able to send it down the ice, but it's going to be an icing. And that'll bring us to 11-11 or 1:11 mark of the game. Well, with McGlynn on the bench and an extra attacker, East Grand Forks takes the face-off in the Bemidji zone after a timeout from Bemidji. Moran chips it off the glass, can't get it out though. Shot on goal, and that one's deflected over to the near side. And the puck comes around behind. East Grand Forks centers up to the high slot, backhanded towards the goal. Now they got to take a shot from the dot. That one goes wide. 45 seconds left on the clock. Down in along the near wall. This time it's picked up there by, I think that's Westover, and he sends it into his own net. East Grand Forks trying to make a game of it here. They were successful pulling their goalie in the game last night 2 times. Haven't been able to do so yet here tonight. Right on goal with White. White's battling for it. He scoops it up against the pad and he hangs on for a stop. Off the faceoff, Roscoe gets a hold of it. He's going to skate it up through the zone and out to center. Gets it up there, puts a shot just past the goal. And it's going to go down into the corner. East Grand Forks will bring it around behind their own net with only a few seconds on the board. And that will actually be a goal.
Well, good second game of the tournament. Another tough game, hard fought. So we will play at 6:45 tonight. What we believe to be Osseo Maple Grove, who's had some pretty good success on their own. So we'll have another tough game ahead of us if we want to get to that championship Sunday.
Better take a nap over the afternoon because we're going to need it against Osseo Maple Grove at 6:45 right here at the First National Arena.
Well, shout out to our sponsors, Lapeer Shorelines, Northern Amusement, KLS Construction, Stitsworth Meats, Dale Schmidt Agency, and Ryerson Construction. So, thanks for tuning in. Throw some thumbs up at the video. I will see you at 4:45 for the Bemidji Red game, and then we'll hop over to this rink so we can catch what's hopefully another successful round and get into the championship Sunday. So thanks for tuning in, folks.
Take care.